Today we're going hiking. We're going up. We're going down. We're going up, down, down, up, any way you want it. Let's roll. Took about 300 feet or, a minute of walking to get warm. In New England when hiking, you have several choices. You can go up or you can go down. But either way, in reality, when you choose to start out with one particular direction, you gotta do it the other way when you come back. So what I'm doing today is I'm going hiking, and I'm going up Mt Watatic. And to start out my hike, I have to actually take the trail, but you know what? There's something about this trail. It's not really a trail. Well, it is kinda now, but you see this? That's right, it's rock lined. This is in fact one of the oldest roads in town. When people settled here over 250 years ago, they called this the ancient road. So I've come up a bit of ways, and now it's time to just go off. And what I've chosen is this cross wall here. See the barbed wire? This cross wall right here divides old farm field with nasty pasture. As you can see on this side, it's actually fairly flat and somewhat clean of rocks. And on this side, it just slowly decays into an endless pit of rocks, water, and not so great land. And in the last 15 years, I've hiked up here hundreds of times, and it's amazing. The people that I stop and talk to have absolutely no idea that that's an old road and this is old farmland. This is what I love about getting off the beaten path and walking the landscape that the early settlers changed. That's a pretty big old tree, and as you can quite well imagine, it's one of the few that actually made the cut in the early 1900s. And it's of no surprise that the ones that did make it are the ones down in this terrible land. The loggers didn't have easy access, I'm supposing, and they left them. Either way, I'm glad. I have always really liked this section of wall. Just completely cuts up and across the landscape with no regard. Isn't that awesome? Man, could you imagine stacking them rocks on that incline? Armpit height. Man, it actually stays on pretty tall for the rest of it this way, but where we just came up from, I think it's just fallen victim to loggers and everything else in the low-lying lands through the years. And I have followed this wall, and I can tell you, without exaggeration, it's well over a mile long. And even at that, where it does run out, it just runs into developed neighborhoods. So this wall could have just connected to one farm, to another farm, to another farm, on and on. Awesome. And for those of you, if you're new to the channel and don't get all of this, most of these walls that we're walking were built in the 1700s, like mid-1700s, and they still stand today. This is a very cool crosswall section. So as we come up into the corner of this old farm property, it's pretty much the worst segment that I've walked along. This is very cool. Look at that one rock that the settlers put that way. I love that. And you know, these are the things that we like to ponder while we're out here. Somebody around 250 years ago consciously put thought into standing that rock up right here at the tail end of his farm in a very nasty area. It's probably not a gate or a way through like you might be thinking. Once that was set in, it's not going anywhere. It is tight, but beautiful. All right, we got to keep going up. Well, I'm back on the trail, did my bushwhacking enjoyment segment there, and now it's a straight beeline to the top. So we're going up 1,800 feet. I know depending upon where some of you live, you're thinking, well, that's not really a mountain, but this is actually the highest point in all of eastern Massachusetts, and it really does yield some beautiful views. There is actually a lot of really cool history on this area, in particular around the mountain, but I'm gonna save that for another video so I can do it properly. We're almost there. Another example of a gorgeous chunk of wall. Goes straight down to the mountain, all the way to the bottom. Essentially, the wall we just followed on the way up is the other side of the pasture. This is the other wall. This is the best part. Getting to the top, anticipating that view. All right, well, we're almost at the top, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna set up, and I'm just gonna shoot the view and scenery so you can enjoy it as if you had hiked up here, and then I'll come back in and, you know, chat your ear off or whatever. All right, you ready? Well, on a clear day up here, they say you can actually see England. Well, not really, but let's set up and do some time lapse. Well, when I get off this mountain, you know where I'm gonna go? I don't know, actually. So, you gotta check this split rock out. Massive glacial deposit. And the trail is cut right through the middle of it, which I think is beautiful. See, for anybody who watches regularly, I was telling you about the rocks. Well, this is one of the big ones. Well, that's it for Not Thursday. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was just great to get out, hike, make some video, and we'll see you next time. And I see myself as the ordinary man, fearing for the future and doing what we can. That's not the way that it's supposed to be. With everybody running around such an awful pace, it's hard to see the simple things simply put in place. That's not the way that it's supposed to be. Now I know what Les Stroud feels like. That ain't nothing. That dude walks miles.